try to explain it like this. When you read the Bible, there's people that read it and say, the Bible's full of contradictions. Because it says this, on one hand it says this, but then on the other hand it says that. Whoever wrote the Bible talks out of both sides of their mouth. Okay, well, that was God that wrote the Bible. Does God talk out of both sides of his mouth? Or is the words that come out of the Bible, do you interpret it with both sides of your brain? When you look into gematria, is that book full of poop? Well, is that book truthful? Well, is it lukewarm? If you interpret what you're reading as truth in that book, and it's not, well, then that's how you interpret it. If the book is, you're reading something that's not true, and vice versa. If there's something that's true in the book, it truly is true, but you're looking at it like, nah, that ain't true. For instance, Stephen James DeShawn is the Lion of the tribe of Judah. True or false? I'm not telling you it's true or false. Right now, I have my opinion towards what it is. If you say it's true, okay, well then he's going to be the Lion of the tribe of Judah in your eyes. That's how you interpret it. If you know better, then you're gonna interpret it correctly. There's things in that book that's lukewarm too. It's just jibber jabber. It's nonsense. But when you look up simple words, simple numbers like, I don't know, like 131, and you see Andrea's name there, and if you it's like this. Do you interpret Andrea Knows as being an evil witch? Well, you can, but at the same time, can you see? And I'm only saying your name because Kleck showed your name and it's on there, gematria. But these people that you interpret as so wicked, so evil, and disgusting, which I have before. I'm absolutely guilty of being 100% fully judgmental. But at the same time, spewing comments of disgust. Well, yeah, you're gonna look at that as, nobody talks like that if they're claiming to be so godly. What is godly? How godly can you be? How goodly can you be? And then how necessary can you be? Evil is necessary. It's a necessary evil. Evil is the opposition. Evil is opposing to the other exact opposite of what it is. Whatever it is in mind is what it is. If you read the Quran, is that evil? Or is it good? How do you interpret when you're watching me, what am I? Am I evil or am I good? Is there some people on YouTube that are more evil than they are good? But how much less do they work for God? There's a thing going on here that when I see it, I just call it out for what it is. When you're listening to Jonathan Kleck talk, is he lying to you? Is he telling you the truth? Or is he talking in parables? Or does he do all three? Or does he do only all of one? Or does he do 2 out of 3? Or 1 out of 3? I think that's it said 1. You know, in the Bible, is the Bible lying when it said Christ walked on water? I mean, when you read that, do you really think somebody could physically walk on water? And if you do physically think someone can walk on water, that's your interpretation. Now you're going to go walking around thinking, is it possible that I could walk on water? Well, you know damn well you can't. But if you have the assumption that that is a literal term, you're going to interpret it as a human being can actually walk on water. Not today, but when Jesus was walking. Then, if you actually believe that Christ never sinned in his entire life, from a baby growing up till the time that he was crucified, then you're going to think that there was one person on planet Earth that walked around that was absolutely perfect. If you think that, well, maybe we didn't get all the scriptures to explain what was going on there, maybe they took words out of the Bible, then you'll believe and go walking around as if they took parts of the Bible out. As I'm saying this now, did I admit anything that I believe my interpretation of the Bible, whether it's true or false or indifferent or it's misinterpreted? No, you did. You looked at me like, well, I know nobody can walk on water. Then you look at me like, wait a minute, what are you saying? He's walking on water? It's your interpretation of what I am saying. What I am saying is just, it is. What you take out of it is your interpretation. It's a private one. Do you really think Jesus Christ... Now listen, I'm asking you a question. Do you really think that Jesus Christ walked on water? Is it because of the way I asked you the question that's leading to how I feel about my interpretation? Is it the word, do you really? I'm asking you a question. Do you really think that Jesus Christ walked on water? If your answer is yes, then you have a mind that is able to believe. I mean, you're able to believe some things that are highly unlikely according to the laws of physics and, gravity. Are you able to understand that the way the Bible is written is it's a parabolic language. It's a language. Gematria is a language. Jonathan Kleck is a language. How do you read the language? You're reading the language and you're saying, no, that's not true. That's no. Jesus Christ can't walk on water. That's what you're saying in your mind if you don't believe it. Why would you say that? Now, the way that I just asked you, why would you say that? It sounds like I'm sticking up for that. But then on the other hand, I'm asking you, do you really believe? Do you really believe that Jesus Christ walked on water? Yes? Why would you say that? What do you mean? What's going on, Robin? What are you talking about? It's a language. Why would you say that? When I ask you why would you say yes, I'm asking for your interpretation. I'm not saying what the hell you believe that for. However, the language, the way the words come out of my mouth, will lead you in that direction. It'll lead you in that direction because I need you to not be deterred by what I say. It's like this language, this gang stalking, the corporation, the hard lessons they teach you, like Big Brother, they need to make sure that they lead you fully into the opposite direction of what you ought to think, because they don't need to deter you and interrupt your free will. They need you to understand on your own. Why would you believe Jesus Christ walked on water? He's a human being. Do you really believe that he walked on water? You don't believe he walked on water? Why don't you believe he walked on water? He's Jesus Christ. I really need people to start to get this, what I'm telling you at this time right now. Jonathan Kleck is telling you the truth. every angle. He's telling the truth, and then he's telling stories. When he's telling you stories, he's speaking in parables. The Bible speaks in parables all the damn time. Do you really think that Jesus Christ took 2 single loaves of bread, and all of a sudden, it's just like it just started like growing, it just started growing and growing and growing, and 5,000 people got fed by actual bread that they're chomp, chomp, chomp. Oh, thanks, Jesus. You got any more? Yeah, sure. Hold on. Let it just blossom in front of your eyes, and it'll create its own loaves. And here, everybody. Do you really believe that he fed 5,000 people with 2 physical loaves of bread? Now, the way I'm asking you the question is up for your interpretation. What do you think I think behind it? I didn't say what I feel about it. I'm asking you the question. And then I can ask another question to get the answer out of the question that I'm asking already in the first place. There's not many people that are going to understand what I'm saying at all. But Jonathan Kleck will. Stephen James DeShawn will. You guys will understand that it's a language. As the Bible explains Christ turning water into wine, well, I mean, what does that mean to you? Abracadabra, hocus pocus, all of a sudden this water is wine? Or do you take water and you smush up grapes and fruits and stuff, and you let it sit for a while, however you do that? They used to do that in jail. They would they just make damn straight up alcohol out of the grapes that we get and the strawberries, and then just crush it up and save it and let it sour up something. Did he take the actual fruit and mix it with damn water and turn it into wine? Or did he do some kind of abracadabra trick to turn it into wine? Or is it just a straight parable? And it has nothing to do with actual water and wine itself. When I tell you that Jonathan Kleck's heart is in the right place, his heart, where is his heart? His heart is grounded into the earth. You try being Jonathan Kleck. You try being him. Try being the person that has a tie in with every person in the world because of his ability to control the skies, to control the airwaves, to push out, pump out whatever information he wants to push out. Do you find it? If you Google it right now, there's 330 confirmed cases of the coronavirus in the United States. Last week, there was none. I mean, do you remember Donald Trump saying, whatever, so far we have no confirmed cases, and it's going to be great. Hopefully it stays. But I can't promise. Well, maybe you'd interrogate, everything's fine. Do you find it ironic? 33 at the moment. Just, I mean, the numbers change. But do you find it funny or not that there's 330 cases right now? As of last week, there was 0. Then you have a confirmed case. Not like, it's not just like it's in Pennsylvania, but it's in Warrington. Warrington at my son's school. My son's school. Not the other school over there. It's to my kid's school, mine. My son, Christian, his school, CB South, Central Bucks South School District, has a confirmed case of the coronavirus. Just last week, there's nothing. All of a sudden, in my hometown, does anybody have a confirmed case in your hometown? I mean, it's only right in my backyard in Warrington, Pennsylvania, right outside of right in Bucks County, right outside of Philadelphia. Me and my wife were talking about last night, like, Where all of a sudden, like, and it's just, this is what happens. There's nothing, right? Now, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I did say it. Maybe I just never thought of it, but maybe if I go back to some videos, maybe I did say that the coronavirus would happen out in my back doorstep somehow. But it did. So as of a week ago, there was nothing going on in the United States. I know, man. I know. Jonathan Kleck's stories are parables. You can call them lies if you want. And in the Bible, when it's time to go fishing in your boat, did they really go fishing in the actual water, the sea of people? Did they reel up people as they're fishing? Now, as it is in heaven, so shall it be on earth. Of course people go fishing. Robin? It's called playing devil's advocate. And it's called playing Jesus advocate. And it's called playing parable advocate. It's called listening. Stop judging people. And I'm guilty of doing it. I'm guilty. I'm sorry for judging everybody that I was wrong about, because my interpretation was wrong. When you can listen to somebody with an open mind, that's what people are so afraid of. No, don't fast, don't meditate, don't do that. Oh man, the guy, I don't know what, it doesn't matter. It's the channel. Prophecy updates. All of you pastors in there. All of yous. Every one of yous. You're spreading lies. I don't appreciate it. I don't. Because, but then again, you're spreading your interpretation. And I don't appreciate that. But I do appreciate your interpretation. I truly do, because when you say yoga, it's all meant to people. You don't want to do that. They're teaching kids in school how to calm their thoughts down and be able to just stay still. You know, the power that God gives you to stay still and to just relax and to be able to not think. You don't want to do that. You want us to think for you, and you don't want to be able to have like no thoughts running through your mind. That way you can gather your own, because you'll hear voices. And if you hear voices, it's Satan. You don't want to hear that. An idle mind is a devil's workshop, people. Just keep that in mind. Even though what that interpretation of it truly means, because certain things are interpreted very wrong, but there's only a true meaning for it. A devil's workshop is an idle mind. If your mind is idle, it's not that it's sitting still with the power that you have to meditate. It's that your mind is not working, it's not producing, it's not doing anything good. Your mind is just, it's filthy. It's idle. You are lukewarm. That's what idle means. It doesn't mean that you're sitting there with the ability to to meditate and calm your thoughts. And this guy wants to talk about how that's wrong to teach kids how to settle the frick down. It's the most important thing in the world, is to get you to grasp your thoughts. Where are they coming from? Why do I interpret things so immediately judgmental like that? Listen here, Kleckites. I'm going to be praying for every single one of yous when this shit hits the fan. Everyone. And that prayer is going to reach the angel that it needs to reach, the one that it needs to get to. Once it gets to that angel that hears the voices, the words that comes out of my mouth, well, then he might consider relaying the message to God. And whoever's in control of these events that are happening in the world, they're going to have to make a decision. Do they want to continue to just say, fuck it, let them all burn, I don't care? Nobody understands anyway, who cares? What are you guys going to be doing when this happens? Oh, well, I'm not going to do, Kleck told us, promised us, and we're getting out of here. Right. That's the problem. Ah, broken promises. You got lied to. You got lied to. I don't have any problem with that. You know, I don't have any problem with the broken promises that you guys received. I don't have any problem with the broken promises that Kobe Bryant and the rest of the kings that want to give up their lives received. Whether it's all 9 that were in that helicopter, and that's representing Kleck being the 10th, or there's 9 more to go because Kobe Bryant was the first. Either way, I don't have a problem with you guys being lied to, because you believe it. And you deserve to be lied to. You deserve it. The shit that you guys have done, all the nasty, vile words that comes out of the Kleckites' mouths. 162. Oh, man, you guys are done. You can't see that? Of course you can't see it. I can see it. And I'm going to tell you about it. And then when you finally do repent, out loud, because guess who's going to hear you repent? Jonathan Kleck. If he doesn't hear you guys repent, if he doesn't hear anybody repenting, listen, he's listening, he's watching, he can see me right now. He can listen to me this exact moment through this camera hole right now as things manifest in front of his face. He's seeing it, I'm seeing it. Who else is seeing it? Nobody. And that's the whole point. Nobody can see it. You will see it, guaranteed, but you can't at this moment. So I know that the video yesterday with me saying Kleck has a good heart, according to my eyes, well, hey, look, I know that even the people that have been with me the entire time are like, what the fuck are you talking about, Robin? Are you not meant and supposed to or ought to see the good in people and see the evil in people? Are you not supposed to be meant to and ought to be able to see both sides of the evil doppelganger? The twin you that's inside of you, there is an evil you, there is a good you. There's a Luciferian you, there's a Christ you. There's someone that turns the other cheek, there's someone that punches all cheeks. You gotta take both sides and meet in the middle. If you can finally meet in the middle, then you'll stop tug-of-warring with yourself. You'll stop warring with your own mind. Tired of it. I'm just tired of... Look, peace on earth is getting ready to happen, but there has to be a drastic change. There has to be a buildup. The person that's in charge of all the power and the money and everything on planet Earth, Jonathan Kleck, that person, he has to take that from you, but first he has to separate the wheat from the tares. And he has to lure you into whatever you want, whatever you desire, he has for you. Whatever it is, your evil, lustful desires, it's there. It's there. It's offered. You accepted it. You willingly accepted the offer and the promise of the Garden of Eden. Now, for whatever reason, Kleck took down that video yesterday. One of them is this. He said he tried to put up 5 times. On that same exact day, which was yesterday, which was 3/6/2020, on the same exact day, 5 schools in the Warrington School District, where I live, shut down with the coronavirus. On 3/2/2020, when the Robin Hood app went down for 17 hours, when they were making $1.1 trillion, on that same day that happened, there was a gas odor scare in Philadelphia. As I as I drove by, the fire engine that was right there was number 5. And on top of that, there was over 500 phone calls that they said happened. Is there a record of that? There could be. They could have 500 Kleckites calling. It's possible. Or Kleck, yeah, this is what we want, 500. Here. All right, what school that, you know what? Let's do Robin's son's school and say there's a coronavirus there. Hey, Kleck, thanks, because I've been telling my son, and actually you've heard me talk to him in front of you, in front of the camera. You heard me talk to my son as I'm sitting in my garage. It was 3 days ago now, that the schools are going to start to close down, Christian, and it's the beginning of your early retirement of freedom, because there's no more school. And then the same thing with McDonald's going to shut down, and Burger King, and then my job's and then there's one gas station here, one over there, and then eventually we're not going to be able to go anywhere, work anywhere. Work is going to be shut down. We have the necessities that we need. People, just go get the necessities that you need: the water, the oodles and noodles, and fire. That's what you need. You need liquid. You need the ability to put the liquid out. I mean, to fire it up. You need to heat up the liquid. Then you need the liquid to be able to put the fire out. And you need something to eat. I'm saying prepare for 5 months, because I don't know if Kleck's gonna decide to ease off. Why should he? Why should he ease off on everybody here in America when this shit hits the fan? Everybody that he lured in, look, he obviously has a problem with you guys that called his phone and blew his shit up. I don't know exactly what it is that I said, but it seemed like it had something to do with me going to that airplane. That was like, maybe he started saying some things that were way too close to the airplane that had the 100% no lying on there. Maybe I was too close to that as he was talking, because I didn't listen to the full video the entire time that I was at work. I listened to a few minutes of it, up to 19 minutes, and then I needed to go and show that airplane with that. I needed to scope out the scenery a little bit more. But either way, too many people were bothering him about something, and it showed that they don't give a shit about his actual feelings as to what he's trying to do. I don't understand it fully, because he wasn't talking to me. When he's talking to me, I get it. I know when he is and when he ain't, for the most part now. I asked myself, Kleck, why would you even say my name out loud? That does not benefit you at all. But yet it benefits you completely. 100% it does. Because the people that you're telling that I am going down, oh man, they believe you, Kleck. They believe you, and they're going to see it. My channel's getting shut down, right? What is it, Monday, Tuesday? Get down, stay down on Wednesday. Andrea, isn't that what you know? The second 9/11? That happens on 3/11, right? On Wednesday, in the midst of the week, on 2020 in Philadelphia? The get down, stay down. On Monday, didn't Batcat die on Monday? There was 2 strikes, right? We're talking about 2 strikes here. Robin Hood app went down twice. Don't you get like a 7-day warning from that time on, from Monday? You get like a 7-day notice, like, hey, Robin, just pay attention to Robin Hood app. It went down twice, and it shut down for 17 like full hours. How old's your son again, Robin? He's 18, right? What was his birthday? February 4th, 2020. 40 days later was Jonathan Kleck's birthday, 3/16. 18 years you've been at it, right, Jonathan? 18 years. You're looking to adopt, aren't you? You're looking to adopt. My son's coming into his own. It's amazing to see it. And guess who helped me see that? Justin. He helped me see that because he never even met my son. I don't even know if he even seen him. But he knows his spirit because there's an identical type of spirit as I talk to him about my kid. It's like he knows, and he told me, your son has the fire inside of him. You don't even have a clue yet as to what's going on. And you're right, I haven't. But I do know this. My son was in school, and the teacher was a new teacher. She was a parole agent or a correction officer. She came in halfway through the middle of school year. Her first day came in, 25 kids in the class. Said, everybody put your phones in the box. We're going to put it over here and stuff away. My kid's like, when it came to him, like, I'm not putting my phone in there. What? You put your phone in? I don't have to put my phone in there because it's not a law. It's not a rule in the handbook that I have to take my phone and put it in that box over there. He said, I'll just put it in my book bag. So he puts it in his book bag. The lady says, if you don't put it over there, I'm going to mark you absent. So my son goes to the principal. You can't mark me absent. I was present. That would be a lie. If she marks him absent for not putting a phone in, for not doing what she says as a rule that she made up on the first day, oh no. So when Christian told me that, at first I'm like, what the hell? Why don't you just? And then I'm like, no, you're right. Why would you? It's the interpretation. Everybody else went along with it except for my son. You know what that did? And I told my cat, I said, you know what's going to happen because of that, Christian? As I sound like if something bad's going to happen, because that's the way you interpreted it. But I'm going to tell you, you're going to become her favorite student. Watch. Don't you know? It's a cooking class. Don't you know? My son became the favorite student. Why? Because he stuck up for everybody in the class. When everybody was seeing some other kids like, just put the phone in. Just come on. No. He stuck up for your dumbass kid. Because you're a coward. Because my son has the fire in him that I don't even have. Boy, can I learn a lot from that kid. So with him doing that, he does what he said he was going to do. He puts his phone in his book bag. He's not on it in that class. And he takes over the entire cooking class and cooks better than anybody. And they know that, so they let him. He takes over, but not because he's forceful, because they know better. You guys need to just stop judging everybody and understand you got to take the words that are coming out of people's mouths, like Jonathan Kleck, see it for what it is. There's good and there is evil